All right, we're doing trigonometric ratios first on this worksheet. So you kind of want to just approach each one, do the best you can on it. The first thing, ratio means fraction, and we're using trigonometry. Let's start with our foundation of SO, Ka, Toa. All right, SOHCAHTOA. Toa. All right, so depending on which one we have, then we'll just apply the whichever one goes to it. So the first one we have is tangent of z. Now it's real important that we mark our reference angle or angle of focus. So they want us to focus on z right here. So I would say tangent of z equals, and then I always want you to write out what the kind of the formula is or the generalized ratio is. So here is t for tangent, and that's opposite over adjacent. So that's opposite side over adjacent. And then I'd really like for you to mark every side. So this is our hype right here. Always the hypotenuse is the diagonal, longest side across from the right angle. Next to the angle is the adjacent. And then it's really good practice to mark your opposite side. I like drawing a little arrow to show that's the opposite. So tangent of z is equal to, the opposite side is 21 and the adjacent side is 28. And that's it. Go ahead and box in or circle your answer. That's the final answer. And you just do each one exactly that same way. All of these are the same practice. Find the value of each trigonometric ratio to the nearest 10,000th. All right, so these are a little bit different. So we got SO, Ka, Toa. All right, so you set it up the same way, and then you're finding the value of, so find the value of the trigonometric ratio or the fraction. We're finding the, and then we have to round it to the nearest 10,000th. Okay, so cosine of z. Remember, mark your angle first. Here's your angle. Okay, if this is the angle, across from the right angle is the hypotenuse, so be careful, they're rotating these. It's also the biggest side, so there's two ways to make sure you don't confuse it. Next to this angle of reference is the adjacent side, and across or opposite of it is the 9. All right, so now that everything's marked, there shouldn't be any confusion there. Cosine is, now it's this one right here. Here's our cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse. So ADJ over HYP. So our cosine of Z, it's an S, ugly S. Sorry, S. It's cosine, cos of Z. And I already got my adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is 12. To the reference angle, hypotenuse is 15. And then you have to do 12 over 15 in your calculator. I recommend Desmos. That's kind of the best one to use. It has a graphing calculator. And so there's the graphing calculator. It's at the bottom of the page. I use the scientific calculator for these. And what is it again? It is 12 over 15. 12 divided by 15. All right, 0.8. 0.8, 12 over 15. And let me just go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. All these zeros just keep going on because it wants to the nearest 10,000. Some of these won't end. So this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places you have to round. So you have to look at the next number. If that number is 5 or greater, you round that number up. If that number is 4 to 0, you just drop it off. And of course, all these other zeros don't affect it. So our final answer would be just 0.8. Okay. Do the rest, same style. And then do your best to kind of answer these questions. Okay. This one you have to set up the triangle. This one, just go ahead and do some examples of it.